Today, we're going to be looking at the Moonlight Sunrise teasers. We're going to watch both of them from start to finish, and then we're going to do sort of like a breakdown of some of the scenes and do a little bit of an analysis. And then we're also going to do some predictions about what I think we're going to see in the actual music video itself. So it should be fun. If you're excited for that, stay tuned. So let's get into the videos in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I have the video loaded up. Let me hit play. And we're already seeing Mina, which is a phenomenal sign. We get a shot of the other members as well. And then we end off with Sohnee. That is a great teaser. It's a little bit fast, so I'm not able to like really look at everything. That's why we have to do the breakdown. That is the point of this. Anyways, let's get into the second teaser, and then we will do the breakdown. Okay, next one is loaded up, so let's click play. Okay, a little bit more of the choreography. And it ends on a butterfly. Okay, interesting. That is very different, but it gives us a little bit more to talk about. So let's get into the breakdown. Now we're gonna go through the entire teaser, but this time in 0.25 speed. We're gonna look at each scene individually and see what we can find. So first we start with this shot of Mina looking away from the camera. Nothing much to talk about there, but we do notice that she's in the car there. And here she steps out of the car and gets us into this bigger scene, which there's a lot to talk about here. So let's break each thing down one by one. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice is this big heart-shaped entrance at the start of the scene. And the thing is, this is probably going to be the big set piece for the entire music video. We're going to see this show up a little bit later in the teaser as well, and we get a better shot at the entrance. But the entrance is like keyhole for a lock. And obviously on the back, we have the keys coming out of the heart, almost like arrows going into it, which is really interesting. It almost looks like a keyblade from Kingdom Hearts, which that's actually a very cool comparison because the plot of Kingdom Hearts is you're adventuring with your friends and you're defeating Heartless along the way. So very cool thing. Obviously, they're going to have a very different theme, but it's a cool thing to compare it to. Now, the building that they're actually going inside of, I'm not really sure what it could be, but there's definitely some kind of magical element to it because, I mean, if you look at the sky, it's like very clear. You can see the stars. Usually in most cities, this would be difficult to see because the smog would cover the stars, so it almost looks like they're in space. Now, obviously, one of the most important parts of this scene right here is Mina herself. She's wearing all black and she has black hair. Most of the members are going to follow this exact same aesthetic, which is really interesting because I think it's been a while since they've done all black outfits in a music video. So that should be really fun. And also another really fun thing is that the car that she's actually leaving is sort of this like late 90s, early 2000s style car, which, you know, is sticking with the Y2K aesthetic that they started in the Talk That Talk music video and the Between 1 and 2 comeback. So it's nice to see them kind of keep with that here, but they're also going for a more vintage style as well, and I'm going to point that out later. But for now, this is the scene, really cool, and it sets it up really nicely. Now, the next thing that we're going to look at is Momo herself. There's a few details here that really stand out to me, and we're going to pause it and talk about them one by one. Now, something that stuck out to me, and it might be kind of a minor detail, but Momo is the only one, at least from this teaser, that is shown wearing brown. And I'm not sure why that is. Perhaps this is not from the same set of outfits that we're gonna see later on. Maybe this is from a different set. But yeah, she's wearing brown instead of black. It still fits, you know, it's still a dark color, but it is an interesting detail. Now, this next part is really cool. We're gonna see her dig into this pond, which looks really dirty, but she's going to be digging for keys. Again, the keys are a huge thing in this music video, but you're gonna notice a little bit of like camera trickery here because we see one hand dig for the key, but the hand that actually comes out is a completely different hand. This one is wearing gloves, whereas the initial one that we see going into it is not. So that's a cool little scene. It looks like we're gonna see a shot of all the members perhaps digging into the pond and not just Momo. They're just making it look like it's going to be her only. Now the keys are a huge deal in this music video, and we're gonna see that she's pulling out this specific key that has a tag, and on the tag it says the word silver. I don't know what it could be referencing to, but here's the thing. It really reminds me of the kind of keys that you would get at a hotel, right? So perhaps this is the name of the room that they're going to. I don't know. But what I can say is that it seems like it might be important. And here's a crazy theory. Now, my theory is that they're going to turn into werewolves. I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but stick with me. Here's the reason why I think this. Primarily, they're going for this whole theme of moonlight and sunrise, this juxtaposition between the two. And where do werewolves come out? They come out at night under the moonlight. But on top of that, how do you kill a werewolf? With a silver bullet. And what are they picking up in this scene? A silver key, which is, I know it's not a bullet, but they're gonna use this key on the heart-shaped door and unlock the secrets of the heart, maybe transforming them from the werewolves back into humans. I don't know. I think it could be a possibility. Let's remind ourselves that they did turn into aliens at one point in the Signal music video, so it's not that far-fetched. It could happen. I'm not saying it will happen, but that's a theory. I'm gonna stick with it, and we'll see if I'm right. Alright, so let's move on to the next scene, and this is going to be with Tzuyu. We see her drawing a heart on a window or a glass. It has a very melancholy look to it, but there really isn't much to pick out of this other than that. Obviously, it's been frosted, or maybe it's just fog because of the rain, but that's pretty much all we can say. And this leads us into the scene with Chaeyoung. There's a few things that we can pull out of this. The first thing is that she is wearing gloves here, which are very similar to the gloves that we see picking up this key in the earlier scene. So perhaps this one was Chaeyoung, perhaps it was another member wearing other gloves, but I think this was Chaeyoung. And she's also using a like rotary phone, so it sticks with that vintage kind of vibe that they're going for. I don't know what room she's in. It could, again, be a hotel or something of that sort. But yeah, really cool outfit. It looks very elegant, especially with the hat. So I like it. Anyways, that is going to take us into this next shot of Jeongyeon here. She has a very melancholy look. I don't know, maybe something happens in the music video that has them all take this sort of melancholy vibe, but what we can say here is that she is inside of her car. I mentioned at the beginning that every one of the members is going to arrive in their own separate vehicle, and we're going to get shots of each one of them. This just seems to be Jeongyeon's scene. We already saw Mina's, and I think we get a glimpse of what could be Sana, so we're going to get a shot for sure of all of them arriving here, which should be really cool. Alright, now moving on to Jihyo's scene. This is quite interesting. We see that she's in a very different room from all the other members. It's like a red room. It could be the same one behind Dahyun here, but it looks a little bit different. She is playing with flowers. I don't know what the relevance of that could be. At first I thought this could be like a funeral or something, which makes sense given that they're wearing black outfits, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's going to be something very different, but really cool shot. It looks very solemn though, so I'm curious to see what direction they're trying to take this music video in. And that's going to take us into the shot of Dahyun. I don't think there's much to say about this. I do think she could potentially be holding either a spoon, or it could also be a key, since the keys are really important. She could be holding a key, but other than that, there's really not much to say about this, but very cool scene. Very nice. Alright, and now we're going to get a better shot of the actual heart-shaped entrance with Nayeon standing in the middle. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Nayeon because we see a shot of her here, obviously, but you can also kind of see the pigtails, even though like the entrance is really bright. Once we play it a little bit, the pigtails do come into scene a little bit more. But yeah, I think we're going to get a shot of all the members opening this entrance and going inside of it. And I think that's how the music video is going to begin. That could be a really cool setup. So after they exit all their cars, one by one, they're going to go inside this. And of course, we get a shot of Nayeon here. But then this scene with the light switch is really interesting. We obviously see someone's hand, but they're wearing blue. They're not wearing black, so this is going to be part of a different set of outfits. But the light switch you're going to see at the top is like this really yellow-orange hue, suggesting sunrise. Obviously, you have the butterflies there as well. But at the bottom, you have just completely black, maybe some stars there, you know. And it's really interesting because she's flipping it from the light side all the way to the moonlight side, which could reflect the way that this music video is going to go. But yeah, I think we're gonna get these blue outfits during the sunrise portion of the music video, and as soon as they flip the switch off, that's when we're gonna get our dark aesthetics and our black outfits, which should be really, really fun. But this next scene sets that idea up even more. Now, I'm not really sure who's dropping this into the cup. It could be Mina. I think it's just Mina, but with a beige outfit this time. But this is super, super symbolic because you could see that the moon, which I think that's what's being represented by this ball, is being dropped into this cup that has the same colors that like the sunrise aesthetic is in this music video. So that's really, really cool. Very, very symbolic, obviously, because when the moon goes down, the sun comes up and obviously the sky gets brighter. So that could be what they're referencing here. Very, very cool. And the music video obviously ends with Sohnee closing the trunk of her car, which is really interesting. I don't know, maybe she kidnapped us. I wouldn't mind. Best girl Sohnee kidnapping you. That seems like a fun time. But yeah, a really cool ending. Again, like I said, we're gonna get a shot of all of them exiting their vehicles. This is just Sohnee's scene, and that ends the music video, or at least the teaser for the music video. All right, let's hop into the next teaser. Alright, and with this next teaser, there really isn't a lot to pull out of because it's showing mostly just the choreography. The one thing that I can say is that they are in this like really brightly covered room. Outside the windows, you have this like orange coral look that represents the sunrise. But you are going to notice that Chaeyoung specifically is wearing blue, which I think is the same outfit from the first teaser. The person flipping the light switch, I'm pretty sure could be Chaeyoung. I could be wrong. But yeah, these are really, really interesting outfits. Again, white and black, blues, very brightly colored, a huge, huge shift from the black outfits that we saw in the first teaser. But I still think that there is one set of outfits that we have yet to see, because there is that shot of Mina with her like beige outfit, and there is that shot of Momo obviously with like a more brown outfit. So I think there is still one that we haven't seen, or maybe two that we haven't seen. Now this next scene is really, really difficult to understand. We see the butterfly show up. We see stickers of the butterfly in the light switch for the previous teaser. But yeah, we see it flying through this like corridor of keys and locks, which is really interesting. Perhaps they're trying to represent freedom, how like Moonlight is very depressing and melancholy, but like this butterfly is representing that escape into the more bright side. That could be the case, I'm not really sure, but either way, that leads us into the end of teaser 2, and that's the end of the teasers. Really, really exciting. There is a lot to look forward to. I'm excited and I can't wait to get into that music video when it comes out tomorrow. Anyways, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about my predictions. Am I right about the werewolves? I don't know. Leave some of your predictions down in the comments down below. And of course, as always, take care, and I will see you guys next time.